Yello, and welcome to episode 27 of my IXION playthrough. Very little has happened between last episode and this. I think the only things that's happened is I have told this to deconstruct because this sector's going to need more batteries in it, so I'm going to put a couple of small batteries there. And I've placed down a crop farm ready for expansion. Oh yeah, and we've also told this that it can build this now. That, I think, is it. So, last we left off, we were here, and I think we were collecting research. The science ship is there. And then once that's done, we'll send the science ship over to CRUS P-37. And that'll be the last planet, I believe. Oh, we have some additional resources we've missed. They're probably not that much. We did just pause the game. There's probably not that much there, but nevertheless. We may as well get as many of this, or as much of this as possible. Located and processing. Oh, there's some. We're never going to be going back there to fetch it, but why not? We have the probes. And oh, that was something else we had finished. Did we actually tell the construction to begin? We did, and here it comes. So yeah, we've used basically this stockpile of electronics we just had. This is paused. Let's... No, because I want... Ah, no, this one's going to get filled up first, so we'll resume and get this built. Good. That's on its way. We haven't quite got enough research off that location to finish the nuclear power plant.
Probe has completed its scan.
That's fine. Once we're done collecting science here, we can send it on. Okay, that turned on. That's not finished yet. Ooh, that's running a tight budget. Let's turn these off for now. That requires 3 and 5. So that'll be 15 crew. And then this is another 10, which will account for all of those. And we need to turn one of these on, which might give us enough. We'll see. We do need to get more popular, more agile workers in a number of these locations. Should be about ready for another probe. And get the ones over here that we've missed. I also want to get burning through as much polymer as possible.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
We'll let it collect the science and then we'll have a look what's on it. Oh, right, yeah, they're not going to be able to build currently. Hey, the drone's working.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
5 were injured in Sector 5. So the question is, those drones, do they work?
Has completed its scan.
Construction... Oh, constructs and stores drones. How many drones does it have? An industrial building is counted as. What I'm curious or not is to whether those drones only operate based upon the requirements. We only have 2 at the minute. kind of figure out what they're doing. They appear to have cargo in them at the minute. Did they collect? They can't have done. That's coming through to here to drop into there. I think they did. I think they picked up resources from Sector 1. They pulled out of here. And then dropped off elsewhere. This one's going to grab ferrite. This one doesn't have anything at the minute. Oh, there's 3 of them. You're coming along here. Where are you going? You're going to get... You might be going to get food. No, you're still going no further. You're coming into here. Why are you coming to here? You just picked up food from there. That makes no sense. I don't know how those drones are working, but hopefully they'll help shift things around. It does look like they're working in all sectors though, because it's just picked up from there, and there's no reason for it to pick up from there to bring to here. Although maybe it is. Yeah, that is what it did. That shouldn't be possible. I don't know. We'll leave them running, we'll see what they do. We may have to manipulate things later to figure out how to make best use of them, but it looks like there's 3 of them. How can you... There isn't a circuit there. Was it pre-claimed? I wonder if that's what it's doing. It's claiming the resources ahead of time. And then the drone's going over to pick it up. The drones also appear to be... Yeah, if that's what they just did, then they don't care about this thing here. Because there's no reason for them to say, okay, it's moving it back and forth. The drones are a lot less helpful than I thought they would be. It literally just picked up 4 circuits from here, even though that was the minimum supply amount or demand, and it dropped them in here, and then it picked them up from here and dropped them in here. Let's have a quick look at... We already had a look at this. The overwhelming majority of these was just increase the number of drones, wasn't it? Well, hopefully they don't cause any long-term issues. Research. Readings from P-37 are unusual. The planet has a high level of radioactivity, and its diameter and position in the CRUS system seem to have contradictory theoretical models. Topographical analysis of its surface reveals the presence of a huge crater. We have landed on P-37. In the crater, we have named Desolation. The ground here seems to be made of glass, a glass-like substance, possibly obsidian, and the crater's rim is razor sharp. Oh, these formations again. Telluric formations within the crater resemble waves frozen in times. We think we can pull some interesting data from the sedimentary analysis, or we could try to discover what impacted here. Establish infrastructure to support advanced analysis. Analyze the input area. High level of radioactivity. The team will set up an infrastructure to adapt it to the environment. Despite being time-consuming approach, the team will be able to analyze a large amount of data with the help of the dedicated PA. Temperature. Once the survey has been completed, the team will upload the resource data. Perform an intrusive analysis. Analyze impact site. The team will analyze the desolated crater and learn about its formation. Let's set up the study center. These are all out and about in systems, so it doesn't really matter which one we send over. And they're all about the same distance. Oh wait, these are all unloading. If we get the one that's waiting to dock, then hopefully it can immediately then go on to that task. Okay, we know that there's a few more resources around here somewhere. There's the ice, there's the silicon. Oh. Basically, I just want to have discovered every single asteroid for no other reason than I want to burn a few polymers. If I'm honest, I'm trying to burn polymers. Okay, we're going to get the next upgrade or next building for here in a second, and that will finish this sector out. We should have plenty of population for it. I'm curious about what upgrades it will have. I imagine the upgrades will be like doubles the amount of hydrogen it uses to double the amount of power, because at the minute it's 10. It'll be 10 power per cycle per hydrogen, which is nothing. Here it goes again, completely disregarding. We have this configured. Why?
Has completed its scan.
Why does the drone bay appear to be ignoring the configured resource management system? Oh, we did have some hydrogen over here, didn't we, that we didn't go collect. Small amount of ice we've missed out here. I don't think the docking bays were full. Yeah, it should be... It has, it's loaded in over here. We're just waiting for it to dock, unload and collect it, aren't we? This is starting to get emptied. Okay, pause this for a second. I want that on and that on. Conditions are still optimal. We have a buffer of 5 workers. It's good enough for me, because we can actually turn these off now. If we don't have anything being built, there's no reason to have them on, so that gives us some extra workers. Hopefully, I think 3 of these is going to produce me more food than 4 of these. At least once we've got water, we also have this going, so that's all good. You're getting the first load over there. Excellent. Let's speed things up a bit. All I'm looking for is a blink on the scanner, like that, which we've already found. And we've already found that one. Okay, I think we have legitimately found everything now.
An accident has occurred in the typhoon.
Accident in Sector 1, all good. Are we happy across the board? Yeah. We do need to think.
Has completed its scan.
We do need to think about some upgrades in relation to that. Okay, there we're maximized. We don't need UL anymore. At least not until we have more circuits available. Okay, this is done and ready, but we're not producing the waste to make use of it yet. There's no reason for this to be on, at least not for a little while yet.
Completed its scan.
We have the crew to get that back online. been built.
Happy New Year, Administrator.
That's our third, fourth? Okay. Why is this a factory and not maintenance? Nuclear power plant. That's a lot of people it needs. Transforms one hydrogen into... I mean, we'll place it down. Let's pause its construction. And turn it off. Do I want to allow that thing to finish building? We're going to need a lot more workers in here. We're going to have more workers in there. That's not really an issue. I'm hoping if that thing is built, then we will actually get... We have an overabundance of resources. We do need to start consuming them, so we'll allow it to be built. I'm hoping when it's built, then it's going to give us, or make this area finally industrial tier 2. Okay, so what does it... Oh, that's wastewater treatment plant. It's the wrong one. Construct... Construction cost is reduced by 40%. Because it needs 5 circuits, I'm going to get that before we actually build it. Power cost is reduced by 10, which will mean it will actually generate 20 power. 20 fewer workers. I think we may actually want to get all of this done first. Let's reduce the worker, so we need permanent monitoring electronics factory, which will reduce the workers this needs. Okay. So we'll reclaim the resources after this, we'll make it cheaper, then we'll build it, and then we'll start bringing everything down. We have plenty of other bits of research that we can do. I mean, this may be entirely useless. So basically it's going to generate us 20 power for however much hydrogen we feed into it, and it needs a lot of workers. Okay, good, that's going on. But we can reduce the amount of workers that are used in that sector at the minute anyway. I think most of those buildings, those construction buildings, have worker reduction as one of their things. Power cost reduction, power cost reduction. Reduction speed. Oh no, it's just the electronics factory that has worker reductions on it. Which is still a not an insignificant thing. Because they do use like 40 workers, particularly with the thing we're using at the minute in this area. You on, where was that accident? Sector 4. Everything's going to be fine here. 7. Okay, we still need both of them active. We only need one of these active here, and I think everywhere else one of them is turned off because it can be. Did that get finished? That got finished as well. Good. Any of these want to be turned off temporarily? No, they all go fine. We could increase the number of farms on this, but not until we're getting more crew. We shall save that.
A science ship team has completed a task.
The P-37 was, until very recently, a gas giant. A nuclear reaction of immense magnitude displaced the planet's gas and vitrified its formerly liquid core. This event caused P-37 to be devolate. or deviate from its natural orbit. There is no evidence that this was triggered by a collision with an asteroid or of a celestial body, but our theory suggests that it was caused by an external intervention. Oh, is that it? Do we not get to play with the other options? It's still going away. Can't see another one coming our direction. Okay. It's time we started dealing with some of these. Need the science ship to get that science first, though. Is it time to... we need so many circuits. Because in order to get rid of most of our polymers, our best bet is to do this, but this requires 6 circuits. But it will allow us to burn a whole bunch of polymer. But the other thing that we kind of want to start getting done is building these train stations, and these require 3 apiece. I don't believe I can bring the cost of that down. I think train stations are just, train stations. I don't think anything in here makes buildings cheaper. Okay. That reduces the construction cost. What's the other thing we need? That's what we're working on. Work analysis, polymer refinery. Intellectual records. Production speed of polymer is not something we need. We would have to get all of these in order to get to the next thing of that.
Has occurred in the tycoon.
Workshop. That's fine. I mean, that workshop could have been turned off. Okay, you're done. Good. Head on over to the destroyed docking bay. I want to start... Well, we've reduced the price, so let's actually get this built now. We don't want it turned on at the minute because we can't support it with the workers. Once we have the next piece of research done, we'll queue up the next one so we can bring the worker requirements down in here and in here. And we'll see if we can turn it on then. Is there anything I can do to produce more waste with the buildings I have at the minute? I don't think so. I'm just thinking produce more waste because it'll allow me to start getting more chips. I think we need to tell these guys that they can in fact start getting their silicon again. Although we almost have all of the silicon from the system. We only need to turn this on when we're stockpiling more waste than we're producing. We could turn this on, turn these off and turn this on. We will get more food out of it, but I think I'd rather wait. Fewer crew, research that, then we can get that. And then maybe we can power it on and see how it works.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Let's let it collect its science and then we'll send it down. Okay. The information we found on the Entomanaki's command center has allowed us to locate its docking bay. We've arrived at the site. This part of the Entomanaki is a real piece of Swiss cheese. Paradoxically, there is little debris surrounding it. After a rapid survey, we have identified 2 areas of interest: a still accessible docking port and a communications area. Go after the communications area. Okay, if this gets built, do you go to tier 2? Because I'm going to struggle to fit in more more buildings in here that are industrial.
An accident has occurred in the typhoon.
It's still tier 1. There's not much else I can do. I mean, this counts as industrial, these are industrial, that's industrial, that, and that are all industrial, and they're all big buildings. There's no small industrial buildings as far as I'm aware. Okay, we have a problem in Sector 1. Okay, it's the hospital that's gone down. 8 people, they would fit in the hospital. So it's fine. Once the hospital's repaired, they'll be sorted. Okay, we do have the option, and we should. Can we turn that on? We can. Let's add one more. How much is it to unlock the next sector? Now it might be worth us... I don't think it's a hull, it's gateway, isn't it? But it's only 33%. Or 30%. From 8, that's going to be like 2, maybe 3 less circuits, which circuits are the limiting factor at the minute.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay. The communication rooms is a theatre of atrocity. Frozen body parts float everywhere in the grisly spectacle. The team found that the Entomanatic had implemented a system of non-computerized communication in the battle. The UN had discovered that the messages they were sending and receiving via devices and hardware in this area were being tampered with. This falsification of information caused a cascade series of accidents and prompted the move to a new comm system. Something was hacking or mimicking the Entomanatiki's communication protocol perfectly. Investigate the intact docking port. So I guess I'm never going to get to a tier 2 industrial sector. For shame. You finished? You finished. Okay, then let's do the same here. Research that. Smart home requires us to actually do some of this. We can turn them off if we need to. Interesting. You should not be told to permanently store any ice. Yeah, so why aren't the drones making that trip? What are they doing instead? Other than randomly moving resources back and forth irrespective of... Oops. Irrespective of any of this. If I turn all of these off and back on again. Can I get the drones to obey the actual production requirements? You would assume they would just check this list, but maybe for some reason the developers coded them in with their own list and the list hasn't been updated.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, this is the professor team. We are stationed at the docking port. Has accumulated a huge. We are stationed at the docking by the docking port. It has accumulated a huge mass of debris at the bottom of it. Broken vessels, corpses, damaged cryopods, all have been frozen in a horrible amalgam. Ships have entered the port too quickly, crashed inside while attempting to flee. The docking bay came under heavy projectile fire, which tore open the hull and breached the protective plating of the Entamanaki. We've discovered an intact, unexploded BMS missile embedded in the wreckage. We should investigate this further. Initiate a controlled detonation of the missile. Carrying out a full observation of the analysis and explosive. The more information we can get about this, the better. Defusing the missile runs the risk of blowing it up. The team will attempt to safely defuse the missile so they can bring it back to the professor for analysis. The professor's team will cautiously remove the missile from the bulkhead. They will then bring it back to us. No, let's attempt to defuse the missile. This could end badly, but it's less likely to end badly than transporting the missile, and if we just detonate it, then anything that's down there that's potentially salvageable is lost. So, take the risk. Again, this is working on the assumption that logic actually plays a role in this game. We've seen multiple indications that it does not, in fact. Can we turn that on? We can turn that on. So we can at least store that hydrogen somewhere. You have almost emptied out, but we have filled up our polymer storage everywhere. So you only need 18 crew now. We can't reduce the crew requirements of these, but these are keeping up with demand more than happily. We don't need the emergency power system, but it would be nice to have. I mean, it's interesting. It says it power usage of 20, power outputs. Okay, so it's configurable. The description is an outright lie. Transform 1 hydrogen into 10 power per cycle. So the minimum we can go down to is apparently 48. That'll produce... Okay, so it's a scalable power system. Good lord, devs. That description is useless. It does not describe what the building actually does. It's actually using 3 hydrogen to produce 10 power because it requires 20 to operate. What it should say produces a scalable output using 1 hydrogen, or a scalable output that converts
ship team has completed a task.
3 to, I think it's 8, that consumes 3 to 8 hydrogen to produce 10 to 5, or it'll be 10 to 6 power. Okay, stockpile medium crew. Sector 4. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Science crew has finished a task. Did they go boom? Well, they haven't gone boom yet.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
We've managed to defuse the missile. Good job. You apparently are better at your job than the previous queue. The technology contained within it is not only more advanced than that aboard the Tyquin or even the Entamanaki, but is of a structure and logic beyond a completely different scientific paradigm. We have transmitted the data and schematics to the Tyquin's tech lab for further analysis. New event. I missile you. Are we all done? We're all done. Okay, leave the wreckage. Is it coming back? I wasn't paying attention. It might be coming back. Let's see. Administrator, we have enough data to analyze the Paranesis missile technology. The associated research project can be launched in the tech lab. With this, we should be able to set up countermeasures to protect ourselves against the Paranesis weaponry. Acknowledged. Missile threat analysis upgrade unlocked for the Paranesis. So we have 2 of these up here now. Hacking threat, missile threat. Oh, we should pause. If that's come up, then we've just had an accident in the tech lab, which very well may have overloaded this sector. Oh no, that's fine. That's okay. It's not actually that. What's happening is it's venting waste. So do we need to get both of these? Develop the countermeasure using the tech lab. I don't know whether we need to get both of them, but... I was hoping for more crew. Missile threat analysis, hacking threat analysis. I think I might leave these because we're going to be sitting in this sector for a while we collect the final thing, or all the resources in here to fill up all of our stockpiles once we're all done. I might turn this on just so I can get an idea as to how it works, but this will be useful in the event that we have to fly through a storm. I can turn it on, and just in case we lose a thingy. A solar panel. We're on 22 of these. Do I want to get all the train stations now? These train stations don't really help us until we start building the things in Sector 3 or Sector 6. Okay, retrieved all science from the docking bay. Move along. Habitation sector wreckage. We may want to fly our ship over the top of this, or fly the Tyquin to this. Principally because if this is the habitation sector, the majority of potential crew that we can get will come from here. We still have a decent amount of room for crew.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
I think it might be time... Well, I'll let this one get this. Oh yeah, no, we need to get this, and then is this one group so decent? Yeah, we'll get these 2. Then we'll get that one. Increase the quarters there. Housing capacity, building cost by 2. False percent 7,000. And then I want to get this as well. Okay. We have an order of operations. We can now turn this on though, we think. This takes 55 crew. good job we paused. That can't do anything. This also produces waste, which is nice to know. The game... This is just objectively incorrect. The nuclear power plant doesn't do anything of the sort. Transforms 1 hydrogen into 10 power per cycle. This is consuming 20 power usage. It's producing 75 from 3. It is absolutely not doing what it says it's doing. It produces 25 power per hydrogen. Devs, check this shit. This is not a hard thing to miss. QA should have noticed this. The description is objectively wrong. Okay, so if we need emergency power, it's going to be really good for it. We don't need emergency power at the minute. Our sensors have identified a section of the Entiminati drifting through the CRUS system. Initial readings indicate that a large amount of floating debris is present in the area. We have also detected heat signatures, electromagnetic emissions, and a weak radio signal deep within the wreckage. We are currently unable to decrypt the signal. This is the Professor's team. We have entered the Habitation sector wreckage. Many mutilated bodies and cryopods float in the void. We've been able to pinpoint the exact area of the unusual readings. Recover the floating cryopods.
An accident has occurred in the
Small stockpile sector 5. Okay, fine. You can be turned back on. We're going to need to turn some things off. We can turn that back off for now. Okay, I think the drones are doing what they're supposed to do now. I think they're behaving. Turn that off. We should keep these running because they do...
A science ship team has completed a task.
That was fortuitously timed. Yeah, we should keep those running because they do repair buildings if they get damaged. And I am liable to forget to turn them back on. That's a lot of cryopods. We have finished our evacuation of the cryopod, or evaluation of the cryopods. We were able to recover a large amount, and they're ready for extraction. The recovery area is horrifying. The body parts float here are mostly from civilians. The dwellings within the habitation sectors look more like slums than real housing. The population density must have been extremely high. Some bodies show clear signs of disease and malnutrition. Push deep into the structure. We have no other option but to do this. Push deep into the structure and reach the source of the unusual readings. How many of our ships are going to lock on to that? This has the highest priority. In theory, none of them will at the minute. Because they all have other tasks. Do I want to change that? Can I turn that on? Our ships have been getting a lot of ice, which is fine. I want to heavily stockpile it. I want these to be full. Okay, good. Let's turn that off in the hope that... I didn't ask for you. So, can anybody identify what I said that would have made her think that I said her name, because I have no idea how I said anything that could have been enunciated in such a way that would trigger her. Yeah, I do think I want to get... Let's... yeah, but each of these have their own specialization. We have to turn these specializations off to have them go over these and pick this up. One of this is set wrong, isn't it? No, these ones always want... Yeah, that one should be that. That's how they're supposed to be set. I think we have...
Team has completed a task.
I think we have enough... We have enough ice at the minute that we can probably do this. And we don't need the extra ferrite at the minute. So I think this is a reasonable option. That will send 4 ships over. Yeah. This one and these ones will all start making their way over to here. Excellent, good. Making progress through the metal debris that lies everywhere has been difficult. The Entamanaki has been constructed from a large range of extremely strong alloys. We have come to an area of fallen debris which forms a precarious cave around us. 2 paths forward are possible. We could pass through the large section of pipes that has been laser cut. We could pass through a large section of pipe that has been laser cut. Temperature analysis of the cuts indicates that they happened some time ago. Alternatively, there is a reinforced tunnel leading away from here. Its sides are covered in bullet holes. We could continue to use the drilling rig, but one of these paths will surely save us time. I think I kind of just want to tell them to keep drilling. Proceeding down the tunnel with the bullet marks means that there was a fight down there, and if we head down there, then there may be automated defense systems. So I think that one's out. The laser cut piping, we don't know where it goes. Temperature analysis of the cuts indicate that they happened some time ago. I'm going to tell them to just keep drilling. We'll not use the passages and continue to drill towards the source of the means. We'll proceed through the pipe. The laser cut hole. The laser cut hole is a perfect circle. We don't know what that pipe is used for or where it goes. If we had a map of this place, then we would have a better idea of whether it was safe to proceed through here. So I think drilling is our better option, even if it's going to take longer. We have time. We've already reached the we've been here too long mark, so let's just go.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Stockpile in Sector 1. Okay, that's all fine. Okay, our research is done. We should have been continuing on. We need group desalination. After that, we will get smart homes. It'd be nice to get this eventually, but we don't need it now. The drone bay, we don't... The wastewater treatment plant isn't really going to help us. I think I might grab the algae farm because just by its description, it should be more efficient. Allows the creation of automated harvesting of up to 4 algae plantations using a moderate amount of water to produce a large amount of food, whereas this is a significant amount of water to produce a large amount of food. So I think I might get that after all of this. But in Sector 6, we're going to have the health sector and an exo-fighting drone, and then that's going to necessitate us having... Okay. That'll be train stations everywhere. We should have the resources for it. 5 sectors. It's 15 circuits. We have 17 there and it's already delivered some, so... We'll see whether or not the train station must use power, it's just not told us. Hopefully it doesn't use too much power. I think it's probably about time that we also... Yeah. Let's, Okay, can I set this to high priority? No, but I think that can get built from either side. Maybe not. We don't know. We don't know. We've not built these yet before. We're making guesses. Okay, can we turn you on here? We can. You are probably already on. You are already on. You need turning on. You need both of these turning on. Can we turn both of these on? We can. Close. We can turn this off and this still gets water. Oh, that's something that we should do sooner rather than later. We've started getting...
A science ship team has completed a task.
We want both of these turned back on. This is going to put us into extra hours, which is why we paused. Now that this is full, we can turn that off. Still extra hours. We can turn that off because we're not actually producing anything at the minute. Sector 3 just had an accident. This needs that turned on. That's all good.
Awaits your attention.
It took time to get through the wreckage, but we have reached an area of the readings. There's a small shelter cobbled together from the surrounding debris. Within it, a number of broken drones shaped like sea creatures float in a lack of gravity. They bear the BMS logo of the Black Market Society. This is the first time we have seen machines like these. We have transmitted schematics and data and proposed further analysis of the drones be conducted back on board the IXION. Within small recesses at the back of the shelters, we found the corpses of Entamanaki soldiers with a now spent breathing device. They had tried to modify one of the broken drones to produce a improvised heat source. It has been dead for several days. The weak radio signal was transmitted from their suit's emergency beacon, we presume in an attempt to contact other survivors. Agents of Death. We now have enough data to analyze the Paranesis drones. With associated research project we can launch in the tech lab. With this, we should be able to install devices that reduce the impact of the Paranesis drones on the IXION. More and more threats from this thing. Okay, so that's finished. So now we can research that. Queue that. Oh. Why did we never finish that? There's no reason not to have that finished. All it does is consume power, it doesn't do anything else. Train station here finished? Train station is finished. What do these buttons do? Care to tell me? Oh, I think I know what they do. It would be nice for a tooltip, but I think what this is how visible do you want the trains to be? Because at the minute they're semi-transparent. I don't know whether you saw it, but there was one. There it is. So if I pause it and I flick that, now they're fully visible. I'm kind of okay with them being fully visible. Okay, so we needed to do something on this, didn't we? We didn't need to do something, we wanted to do something. We're down to 3 circuits, so... Oh, right, yeah, these aren't on. These need to be on. We're also going to need this thing onto outputs. I can't turn that on. We don't have the crew. These are both being built. As much as I would like to keep this on, I think I need to turn it off. You can also have some workers. Okay, that's that one done. Once that's done, we'll grab this. It reduces power cost, which does require us to get it from elsewhere. Science ship has recovered all science. Kind of wish there was a louder notification on that. I think we'll call it there for the day. So we'll pause. We'll tell these guys to head on over. We'll give one more review of everything. Okay, that will get one of them up. Excuse me, stretching. I think... I want to be able to turn that on, but I can't. Can we turn one of these off? That has 9 in it. Okay, good. That gives us 6 additional crew. That gives us some leeway. So we can turn one of these on now. If I turn that on, then at least we can dump this and we can start jiggerying this around. I can turn this on and then set this to minimum storage, which will allow us to output everything in there, or send everything in there. Actually, we can dump out of here first. We'll allow this one to dump first. There's no need for that to be on. We can now turn this back on because we are producing them again. That's already on, that's already on. Okay, let's turn that on and try and remember that we turned that on so that we can get that stuff out of there and all's good. Okay, yeah, we'll leave it there for now. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back again next week where we will continue and probably finish exploring this sector. But until then, hopefully, we'll see you next time. Cheerio.